setup I've been working on from, yeah, back control, seated. So, one of the issues I run into when rolling with Aislinn, so one of the things I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with an initial false seatbelt. So it's essentially just where, instead of going here, I go to the other side. And I'm going to extend like a claw grip right off the bat, and I'm gonna try to get to across wrist here. So I'm gonna start off, and I'm gonna be here instead of here. That's gonna be the difference, just a false seatbelt. Like so, my head's gonna be in position, her hands are gonna be defensive. Boom, from here, immediately when I start off, 1, 2, I get in like so. So from here, one of the problems I often have is this elbow position, where this elbow comes high, and I don't have the ability now to really trap. It's difficult. Occasionally I'll throw over the top for triangles, but I have an issue with Aislinn where she's kind of bridging and throwing this high, and she gives me a lot of trouble. She still does, but it can be an issue. So we're gonna look at 2 primary ways to deal with this. One's gonna be on a breakthrough of getting my hand back and getting underneath the chin, and the other's gonna be a control-based method from the arm trap. So first one, when I'm working here, I'm just doing a pullback, and I'm gonna use my chin on one side, and then my fingers on the other side to get a breakthrough like so. From here, a lot of times, again, like when I have this underneath and I get through, and I try to come up on the elbow, she does this thing where she pulls her elbows up, other elbow. Yeah, so it's hard for me to get my grip behind and lock this in. Her arm just remains high, where she just places this and she gives me a lot of trouble. However, when I'm underneath the neck and she does this, all I'm gonna do is I'm going to pull her elbow back, and I'm gonna start strangling her. The farther away your elbow is from your body, the stronger this one arm strangle is gonna be. So the second I come here, she blocks it, I'm gonna start taking this over, and I'm gonna do like kind of a crappy rear naked choke where I reinforce this in. But the higher her arm goes here, the more of a strangle it's gonna be. There's gonna be times where she has a breakthrough where she can pull her elbow to the mat, and then we're just gonna go back to the, the meat and potatoes here and get to the regular rear naked choke. But this is a fun one to play with your training partners when you're running into that high elbow position and you can't clear your hand wrist to wrist and get your elbow forward, and you're already underneath the chin. That's another caveat. You have to have already gotten the breakthrough on the chin. So from there, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull this back, and I'm gonna do a rotational squeeze on the neck. So that's our first one on just high elbow position on getting a breakthrough. Our other one's gonna be on the straight jacket right into this problem. So going off the bat, false seatbelt, I start off, I just pummel in like so. So one of the things I'm gonna do when I'm working here is I'm going to work with this over, pinching my knees in like so. This is gonna help with the combination of using your elbow into the shoulder with dealing with this high elbow problem. Now from here, Aislinn does kind of have the ability to pummel outwards, but when she does that, I'm gonna throw for the arm trap and then get into the same kind of thing. You guys could rep it up from here where she's tucking her chin. You use your chin and you use the blade here. You get this up, you start to pull, she blocks it. Boom, then from there, play there, she pulls down, look away, and you get to the rear naked choke. So, only difference is on the arm trap, once you have cross shoulder, is you're against the hip line, you're going over, and then you're pinching your knees in here. From here, Aislinn's gonna have to do a motion where she's going that direction to clear, and then you just go hand to foot, ankle over ankle, you pull, you go, she's strong, and you go back for the original. Make sure you're looking away so you don't run into your own fist there. Elbows come together, and then slow rotational squeeze. So some issues I run into when doing backgrounds. Can't get through, high elbow position, I get the breakthrough, and I'm just taking that elbow back as I do a slow rotational pull. Fun one to play with. And the other one, the second variation on our straight jacket control, pulling in using a false seatbelt, pinching knees in to help with not getting that elbow high. This is an early solution. If the elbow's already high, you're not gonna be able to deal with it. Awesome. 1, 2, 3.